Dario, you said that AI could wipe out half of all entry-level white-collar jobs and spike unemployment to 10 to 20%. How soon?
Ah, man. Amalek, you are a low piece of shit. That's why the scriptures say the serpent will crawl on his belly. This truly is the basis of men, pretending to be the greatest, the apple of the Lord's eye, and it just doesn't even fit. Quick side note.
Might that happen?
Well, let's, well, first of all, thanks for having me on the show. But just to back up a little bit, I've been building AI for over a decade. And I think maybe the most salient feature of the technology and what is driving all of this is how fast the technology is getting better. A couple of years ago, you could say that AI models were maybe as good as a smart high school student. I would say that now they're as good as a smart college student and sort of reaching past that. I really worry, particularly at the entry level, that the AI models are very much at the center of what an entry level human worker would do. And so it's hard to estimate, exactly what the impact would be. And there's always this question of adaptation and these technology.
Anyway, getting right to the point. A lot of these jobs are about to disappear. And we've been saying it for a while, but now we're seeing it. The scriptures talk about a time like never before, because this is Esau's end. This is the end to the most wicked, vilest piece of shit, which they are. They are wise to do evil, of course, but they have a certain level of wisdom. Right, but you're about to fall too with all that wisdom and all that greatness, just like Nebuchadnezzar fell in Babylon before. You're about to fall too. All right, through your own doings. But it talks about he that diggeth a pit shall fall in. Because that's what a lot of things that Esau does is. It's a pit for somebody else. So look, we want to cut the pricing that it takes to do this and do that. They're talking about automation in the transportation business, which they're working on that now. It's a lot of things in play. Like it says here, entry-level jobs could disappear. For entry-level jobs could disappear 10 to 20% unemployment. And that's a lot of these jobs where you're sitting at a computer, you're typing, some of these more basic positions that they give to the black woman. All right, they just evaluate something, simple stuff that they give and they funnel to them, and then they didn't have to go into the office and deal with compete with the white woman and compete for the white patriarchy. So now, in the last couple of years, everybody has to go back to the office, and now we're retooling everything. And we're making cuts. Hey, I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen. They're gonna get that phone call. And Salakia, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha Kodash, that one is the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to the elect, pushing the word across the four corners of the earth. All right. Just got a couple of scriptures for you. And that's mainly what's in the land of Israel. Tech startups, tech company, Facebook. All these different companies that spy and steal your personal information and sell them to private corporations, and then, gain traffic, and then, put ads up and rinse, recycle, repeat. Right, gone to the days of where somebody just said that to me recently. Man, you have to go to the white pages. I said, what the hell, the white pages? They still have that? The giant phone book, the yellow pages, the white pages. That stuff is outdated. Right? You don't need certain things with this computer. With this phone, it's a computer. Right? And that's another thing too I was thinking about. That's another reason why this place is going down. And they're covering cash is being lifted. Another way, it says wisdom and knowledge shall increase. Right? We're seeing in real time, and Esau's tongue will turn back on itself. We're seeing in real time these leaders, these superstars, and all these famous people and people of renown, and who hold a certain weight in the media. We're seeing Salakia. Just keep that open. We're seeing a certain thing where you actually get to see these people speak, and you actually can see them in real time, like the thing with Elon Musk and Trump. There were times before where certain people in high power had an argument and then a disagreement. They disagree, you wouldn't even hear about it in the media because they had that much control, in the paper, the press. They could tap the guy who run the paper on the shoulder. Hey, you don't need to print that. Go ahead, Now, with all these different platforms, you can see people in real time. They could post in real time. And they could post information about in real time. You can see Trump, Musk on there taking shots at Trump, the guy who he was just standing next to in the White House. Like, damn, they turned on each other that fast? It didn't take but a couple of months. Right after Trump got all your people from South Africa that they lied about that narrative that, the white farmers are being genocided, and they completely made that bullshit up. And then Trump got called out for it. You can do that too. You can real time with certain information they suppress, but you can look certain information up in real time. All right. That's why those who believe in His word and who see what we go through, when this shit gonna happen, the scriptures say what? If it be possible, they should deceive the very elect. But it's not. So those of you out there who follow us or follow any of the brethren, the great millstone, the elders, bishops, apostles, or even the brothers on down, because you have a lot of diligent brothers, a lot of the spirit, is worldwide. But they're going to see a lot of this shit play out and them trying to slap these labels. And you guys are going to know, oh no, this is an agenda. It's an agenda for them to get people to worship the beast and persecute the prophets. And that's another way you know that America is toast. Once they get us off the streets and they lock the interweb down and all this shit, they come out with all their technology because they're working on it right now. They're working on all this drone shit. They're working on all this the show and the big reveal. That's Esau, man. He's an enchanter, a witch, a warlock. All right, they showed you that with was it Spider-Man, the one with Mysterio. He was using like those drones, and the drones could do a hologram, which, I don't know. The drones could do a light show. I've seen them do light shows. I've seen them do formations, but I've never seen them do like a hologram. But I wouldn't put it past Esau if they have some type of technology that they can you can cast the projector on your wall. Right? Back in the day, you've been in a classroom, them stupid desks, little ass desks. Then the teacher pull up that old ass projector with the wheels, and then it's got the see-through plastic paper, and then they put it down, and then they got a special board that they got to put it on. Nah, you could just shine that projector anywhere. All right, crystal clear, LED, crystal clear, 4K. I remember when we first start camping, when I first started camping with the bros, and then we actually had to buy a physical camera, get a Samsung, a Sony or something, KM, whatever the number is, and then it'd be like 360 pixels, 240 pixels, and then they started to, it was choppy, the audio was choppy sometimes when the wind blew too hard. Now you got all kind of noise reduction, and then they got the 720p, 1080p. Now you could just record off your phone. And some of these phones are good enough that they do, noise reduction, background noise, and all that stuff without having to mix any sound. We just put it up raw, and then we just have to project. And that's through the Lord. All of this technology that Esau created to, beat out other technology is ultimately going to be used against them. All right, Isaiah 19 and 13, matter of fact. The princes of Zoan are become fools. The princes of Noph are deceived. They have also seduced Egypt, even they that are the stay of the tribes thereof. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Right? I'm the brother Shaman of Great Millstone, Chicago. I didn't say that, but if you listen to these videos, I'm sure you know that by now. But yeah, the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit, and they have caused Egypt to, and that's what's going on. And everything they're doing, they're failing. They failed when they sent manufacturing overseas. They made a quick buck. Guess what? The auto industry still died. Obama had to bail them out. The steel industry went down. Brothers who live in the Rust Belt, we basically have lived through and seen the results of that. All the steel mills, the iron factory, this factory, that factory, shipped overseas, so we don't have to pay somebody to do this job for this rate that the union negotiates for. No, we can send it over there, and some Chinese guy who works for some mega corporation in a communist society can put 10 people in a room, in a little ass room with some bunk beds and one toilet per 40 people, and some every day you get a food allowance, ramen noodles. Like, if you look up the workers over there, like, you can see a lot of that stuff on Twitter. I don't know about YouTube if they'll show it, but if you see the conditions they have, it's horrible. All right, it's horrible over there. That's why the scriptures say, woe unto Babylon and Asia. All right, you guys are not going to have next. But anyway, back to verse 14. And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. And that's what's going on. This man is erring. Going to the days of handmade. Now the AI everything. AI. Which, what these computers do is they can do more work. They can do things a lot faster. They can process certain things faster. But the AI doesn't have any understanding. All it does is link information, which is, it can do it fairly well in split seconds. But if that subject information, if that primary information, they call it, is not, if those sources are not correct, then the conclusion that AI comes with is not going to be correct either. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or brush may do. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. Right? Neither shall there be any work. Right, this AI, especially a lot of you Israelite women, you're gonna lose your job. Your job at that desk is a all you got to do is push paperwork, and that's all the women do. And they type a couple sentences in, do that. Really, them Edomites be having y'all in the office because he wants something to look at. He'll have the Edomite woman there. You get tired of her, he'll come in there and look at you, talk a little shit, and then you feel wooed because you get your little Disney fantasy on that they've programmed you to have. Right, but you see what happens when you get with Esau. You see what he's gonna do to you. which is why a lot of them, like it say Isaiah 4:1, they're gonna run to us. It's about to be, it's about to be that. It's about to be realm versus realm, city against city, this place against that place, and these women are gonna be for booty. It's not gonna be none of this attitude, none of this games and all this other weird shit. It's gonna be, look, you're gonna be in your place, or you can get the fuck on and be out here with these weirdos. It's gonna be apparitions. It's gonna be all kind of shit. All right. That's why in these times we have to continue to have faith, man, and expect the unexpected. And now check this out.
Guys, me and Aaron just got inside the palace. We're about to ask Pharaoh to let our people go. No idea how this is gonna go, but wish us luck. Okay, we just left the meeting. We asked, he laughed.
Corny as fuck. And wait a minute, if Moses was in the house of the Egyptians, then how he could blend in with the Egyptians, who were dark-skinned people at that time, then how the fuck is this guy supposed to be Moses and that other guy is supposed to be Aaron? And Esau has been doing that a lot with the AI. They've been making all the prophets, of course, white. Of course, he sounds like a white man. He's in Egypt right now. Of course, he has an American English accent.
Last chance. Let the people go, or it's gonna rain, hail, frogs, whatever.
Hashtag let my people go.
He let us go, then changed his mind. Now he's sending soldiers. We're literally running to the sea right now. We just got here, sea in front, army behind, no way out. Everyone's freaking out. Let's see what God tells us to do. Guys, the sea literally opened up. I'll explain later. We're walking through now.
Which, I ain't gonna lie, this is pretty interesting. Of course, we know it's fake, right? And that all these different things are gonna be used to promote Esau, and like it says, sitting in the temple as he is the Most High. These people are gonna worship. These people are gonna worship the beast and receive his mark. Oh wow! Look at all these wonders. Matthew 24 and 24. Matthew 24, 24. 24 and 22, matter of fact. If I start at verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. It's about to be tribulation that you've never seen before, ever. It's been many seditions, many wars, many great bloodshed, and many great wonders. And this about to be the final Royal Rumble of all time. After this is going to be peace. And except those days should be shortened, there should be no flesh be saved. There should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So the Lord is speeding up the time. And he's going to have to continue to speed up the time. Because they're about to come with some shit. You know, if you notice in the last couple of years, technology hasn't really jumped like that. And you look behind the scenes, Esau, they've been running tests on shit, but they've been kind of holding back. You know, they've been holding back on certain technology. Right? We're about to see a lot of these different things. You have to have faith. You have to know this word. It says, then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Hamashiach, or there, believe it not. So it's going to be a situation where they actually try to say, oh, the Messiah, see? And like, I would imagine probably one of those AI type videos, and it's going to be so good it seems real. For there shall arise false Hamashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Oh, I guess I wouldn't record, but a lot of the like these old movie sets, they had to actually design the the animatronics, right? You know, like whatever stunt it was, or whatever monster, whatever, you know, special effect, they actually had to design the set, you know, at least make it look like what they were trying to show, you know, a dragon or whatever. Then they design the robot, and then they put the clay on it, and then they'll, you know, put the characters in it and put the special effects. Then they'll do the backdrop over the green screen, and then, you know, put it all together. Now, basically, they can just jump over that and just do AI. Phew. Just straight to the AI. No need to do none of that stuff. You know, that's why I say, in so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. And even in these AI videos, though, because the scriptures tell us, you know, it's certain things you look for, man's appearance, his gait, certain things you can see like, nah, this is fake. This is definitely fake. You know that one was fake, because that's not what Moses looked like, and that's not what Aaron looked like. That's not what the Israelites look like. No matter how good it looks, but you have a lot of Israelites who follow that. Wow, that's the Messiah. All right, a lot of you Northern Kingdom who have that image in your house, been worshiping that image, and white to you is synonymous, you know, so-called white, which really is red. You know, we already know that. A lot of you have that in your house. You have food offerings to this man. You have drink offerings to this man. And now he's showing you his horns, and he's showing you that he's the devil. All right? And guess what? You can believe him, because the scriptures say what he is. A lot of you guys thought you was good. You came over here, you sat your ass down, right? You ran down to Egypt for help. I have good white friends, but you have a lot of Israelites who look like them. But when you get down to them and the family, they're not about you, man. They're spinning you. Right? Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Hamashiach, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Hamashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders. So it's going to be some kind of false miracle they do. Some type of witchcraft that they do. Insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Excuse me, I read that, but I had to read it again. Because for like, you already have a lot. I was always a skeptic, but for you to bring something like that, it's going to have to be like, whoa. Behold, I've told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. They say he's going to descend from heaven with a shout. He's going to be riding a chariot so big that you're not even going to be able to see from one end to the next. You're going to know when the Lord is on the scene. He's going to be coming in with the cavalry. All right, for wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. What they say, curse not the king in thy bedchamber, lest them with the wings shall tell the matter. It's talking about an angel. Like they say, a little birdie told me. It's talking about an angel. All right. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened. The day of the Lord is darkness, not light. And the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. All right, so you're going to see the Son of Man in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. It's going to be evident. It's going to, This is the day they've been talking about this whole book, the day of visitation, the day of judgment, the day of vengeance burneth in my heart, a day of darkness, not light. Judgment Day. And this was going to be in the midst of World War III. Which is pretty much at this point inevitable. It says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. Ba, 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 ba. And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So, don't believe the hype, question everything, go over sources, evaluate everything. If you don't know, scripture say what? Judge nothing by yourself. Meaning on certain matters, you might have to get a second-hand opinion. And because that's your duty as a watchman. You got to evaluate things. What is that? Well, let me see. Let me ask about it. And that's the importance of the body. Very important. Very important to have like minds and be able to stand in the midst of other wise men and other spiritual men who know what the word of the Lord is, who can rightly divide the word. Very important. Now is not the time to cast that away in any kind of foolishness or any kind of weak-ass emotions, right? Because the scriptures talk about love. Talk about it not being, matter of fact, I'll end it with that. First Corinthians 1:13-2. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and have knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity suffereth long and is kind. And what's charity? Word there is agape. All right, brotherly love. Because we're about to go through a battle, man. The Lord is about to see who really is his servant, who really down for him. It's not the time to be getting weak. It's not the time to be getting emotional. It said, charity suffereth long, a long suffering, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself up, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. I'm reading the NLT. It says, love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It is not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wrong. It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. I love that. Because that's the love you have to have. Right? The love for yourself, the love for the body of the Lord. You really have to embody what the scriptures say, or these seducing spirits will throw you off your course, man. Shalom to the elect who are going to endure unto the end. Shalom.